Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
Oh, man. Tim, can I have just a little bit more? Ooh. Timmy Tim and his creative genius. He's just a creative genius, family. On the Talk Beat Jones, this is the Talk Beat Jones. And you hear that new bump? That's put together by Timmy Tim on the Talk Beat Jones as we continue to move straight on up, straight on up, straight on up. It's flooding, y'all, out here in Detroit. I don't know about you, but it's flooding out here as we are continuing to dig out the basements, and we're going to talk about a little bit later, talk about the flood. Let's see what we have. Got people ready to go. Hello, this is the Talk Beat Jones. Who I have on the line, please?
This is Theo Broden with Hood Research.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Theo. Hold on. And let's see what we have here. This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy Jones. And can I get your first name and where you're calling from, please?
This is Michelle Broden. I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, well, let's do the tap with you right now. Tap. Okay, let's bring your mother on. Let's tap her too. Okay, family, we've got Broden and Broden. Mm-hmm. Maybe we ought to do it this way. Theo?
Speaking.
Maybe I better take you off the tap. Let's see it. Speak to me now, Theo.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take you off the tap because we find that we tap, we bring down everyone else's volume too low. Oh, so I just want to make sure. So I'll get to you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Michelle?
Yes.
Oh, you're always perfect on time. And so you stay right there. We can keep you with the tap, and everybody else will have to go back and forth, okay?
All righty.
All right. So I'm going to put your mom on hold. Once again, family, this is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones. And we want to thank you for being with us today. And family, you've asked us before, Billy, you're on the air, but is anybody hearing you? Is anybody listening to you? Family, you have been so wonderful. You've been spreading the word. You've been sharing. You have been liking the program. I've been seeing your comments. It has been just simply wonderful. As I spoke and as I speak, the program Talk Beat Jones, we are on the air live every Wednesday from 10 to 11, and we have a repeat broadcast on Sunday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. on 152. Now, here's what we're doing. We're going out over the Comcast cable, that's 700,000 viewers. The Roku, approximately 8 million viewers. The download free TV, PCA, PDA, the smartphones, Amazon, the Fire, the Apple, the TV, the Google, the TV, the UHF digital channel 15.2, cable channel 91. We have the WVIE 107.3 FM that goes to the islands. And you say, well, Billy, how do I get up to watch your station? It's TV33WHPR.com. So, family, we have folks that are watching, listening from all over the world. And as I mentioned to you, they are watching, they're listening. Some folks are utilizing this program to understand how to communicate, how to understand what is going on, how to be able to have a conversation without some person walking away with their ego bruised because the person didn't agree with their opinion. Well, that's not the way we do it here. We give you the opportunity to have a difference of opinion, and we continue because, again, your opinion is the greatest opinion in the world. I won't continue with this because I see we have folks ready to jump on, ready to go right now. And let me start with my partner. And when I say my partner, you know, everyone else that comes on the station is a guest. This young lady that I'm speaking to right now is my partner, that through the time we've hunted, and we finally found that one person that has everything that the family needs, the family wants, and she has the ability to be here. That means her time schedule allows her to be with the Talk Beat Jones. And I thank her so very much for taking that time and being so dedicated to the community that she has joined us. And I have complete confidence in my partner. Would you tell them your name, please?
Michelle Broughton.
That's right. That's Miss Michelle Broughton. And Miss Michelle Broughton, how would you like to start your day off talking to the family?
I would like to start my day off with talking to the family by saying, stay positive, stay vigilant. Trying days. We are still trying to get through COVID-19, and now we have a flood. It's like, okay, can we get a break?
Okay.
Oh my God. So we have to stay positive, stay together, and work with each other for a better day.
Now, moving forward real quickly, I'm going to come back. I'm kind of playing around a little bit here. Michelle, since folks who really don't know who you are, what you're about today, you've been with us, but you've been gone for a minute, and I'd like people to know. Let me help you out what I want. You have children.
Educators.
Wait,
I'm an educator,
Go right ahead.
a precinct delegate, a union officer for the biggest teachers union in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
I'm a mom. I'm also a grandmother. I'm also a daughter because my mom is also on this call.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a neighbor. I'm a community activist, meaning that as a precinct delegate, every day, even yesterday in the rain, I went and talked to my neighbors.
Okay.
You know, it's very important for them to get the right information so they can also stay active or ask questions so they can be clear on why we need to vote positively for Proposal P.
Now,
So that's who I am.
Now, I'm going to come back with some of that, but I want to add one other thing. Family are looking and say, Billy, you still wearing that mask? And family, you too, once I give you the other information as we continue to move on, you will grab your mask too. But Michelle Broughton,
Yeah.
you have family members that's in the healthcare field. Would you describe your family members, your daughter, your son, or whomever is in this field, and tell them
Yes,
what position they hold?
The one that gives me the most information is my daughter. She is a medical doctor.
Your daughter.
And I don't want to scare anybody, but coronavirus hasn't gone away.
Thank you.
And whether you have had your shot, your 2-shot family, keep your mask on because the variant is worse and you can still catch it. You might not die, but you just don't want to be sick. So as I move out and about in the community, people are, oh, you still have your mask on? Yes, I do. It's to protect me and it's to protect you because vaccinated, you can still catch this new variant.
Now, before we continue, you have another child that's in the healthcare field.
Yes. My son, which is he transports patients. The family would know what a CNA is. He has, been certified by the state of Michigan. And so he daily sees sick people. And back 4 or 5 months, he was seeing people dying. And that really hurt his heart. because he's in the hospital and he sees this every day, working 14 hours a day.
Hold on, please. Now, your name is what, please? Young lady, I'm just tapping into you.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this is Theo Broughton from Hood Research.
Now, Miss Hood, Miss Hood Research. now, Theo, now you are the mother of the young lady that is my partner, Miss Michelle Broughton, correct?
Correct.
That means that you are the you're the grandparent of her children who are in the healthcare field as well, right?
Correct.
And your daughter, let me count them on my fingers, how many things she's doing. I got 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. So now, what does it feel like for you to be the tree that has sprouted all of this wonderfulness for our communities, and they're doing things? She's doing things, her family is doing things. Talk to the family about your pride, and then we're going to talk about Hood Research for a moment before we get into the mayor, and before we get into the Delta variant, and before we get into the flood, and before we get into the towing fees, and before we get into the charter, and before we get into the people that's running for the mayor's office, before we get a little update about the people that's running for the city council, and maybe a little touching on people running for the police commissioner, etc. Oh, we got a full plate today.
And voter suppression.
Yes.
Well, it's gratifying to know that the children that my husband and I raised have raised their children, and their children are as positive as the parents that we raised.
Mm-hmm.
And what we did while they were growing was, one, to look around for the best schools, to look around for the best neighborhood in which to live, and the best people, because their children, too, would be communicating with ours. And the peer group is impressionable as well.
Okay.
So, as they say, it takes the whole community. So that's what we were looking for. And I think we pretty much found it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they seem to have enjoyed the neighbors' kids, their classmates, and as Michelle would tell you, she has a large group of graduates who still stay together. They still
Okay, well, let me ask Michelle.
stay in touch.
Michelle, tell us quickly about the folks who grew up and have this mindedness that your mom is talking about. How is that, and how do you guys stay together, and how does that work for you?
Well, without anybody telling us that we are our brother and sister's keepers, we loved each other. We took care of each other. I don't ever remember my friends breaking anybody down, like, the negative things that people can say to little kids when you're young. I'm not even going to repeat them. But my high school friends, and we had teachers, more teachers back then that loved us as well and taught us our culture, because I'd come home and tell my mom and dad about the black things that I learned, and they'd be like, oh, okay, that's nice. So now everybody is like really into it. But I learned in the 70s, after the 60s, everything that you need to keep your culture together. My college friends are great, but there's nothing like the kids I grew up with and my high school friends.
Okay.
And so our friends, some reason we stayed together, and then I'll tell you the backstory. When, I'm not sure who brought it to Detroit, but you'll remember this group, maybe in the newspaper. It was called Young Boys Incorporated. You remember that?
Yes. Those, hold on. Now, for that insideness of those who know about that, that's one thing. But because we are talking and we're not being secretive, when you come out across with something of this nature, you have to, I'm asking, because again, I am a person that's from Oakland, California, been here since 2004. And I know somewhat, but who the heck is those people you just spoke of? What's the name of it again?
Well, as a child, because I was a child, I was in high school at the time, It looked like a group of white folks came in the city of Detroit and gave the little black boy drugs and guns, right? And then they started to assemble things like gangs, right? So our little net group had to stay together because now you got this element in the city and it's very harmful.
Now, you named it, you called a name earlier, you labeled it. What was it called?
Young Boys Incorporated.
Okay, and the Young Boys Incorporated, were they black or were they white?
They were black.
They were black.
They were black.
And so, hold on. Miss Theo,
Yes.
did you know anything about that group?
Yes.
Can you help me understand a little bit more about it as well?
Yes. Ronald Reagan, Ollie North. Drugs were being sold out of the basement of the White House. And the long and short of it is Motown had a whole team of ambassadors that caused us to have respect as black people. They went around the world entertaining, looking good.
Okay.
But Ollie North, Republicans, white folks, systemic racism could not stand for people to have respect for the black community worldwide.
Okay.
So what do? Put drugs and guns into the community.
Now, was that just in Detroit, or was that something that they did in other areas?
Oh, they did it in other areas.
Let's do this. Let's
Young
stay
Boys
with,
Incorporated was here in Detroit.
That's what I mean. Let's stay with where we are. Where we know what we're talking about exclusively.
Right.
Now, how did that affect the community in Detroit?
Well, what it did was begin to create fear. It began to make the people in the community wonder, well, what is going on? We've had such tranquility, such love and understanding. And the second thing that happened in addition to that, at the beginning of the 70s, was the stealing of the street number industry.
Now, when you say that, again, people, and Michelle, you can jump in. You're live. You're on the conference, so you can step in anytime. So with this number thing, we hear numbers. We've seen the Eddie Murphy movie with the numbers, etc. But we really don't understand. If you're not from Detroit or places that really dealt with the numbers, we really don't understand about the numbers. What did the numbers do for the community? Was it a bad mark on the communities?
No, it was not a bad thing. It kept the community employed, under control, and enjoying yourself. It began in New York, and it was called policy. People would bet a nickel or dime on a horse, and the person who backed the numbers in the community would collect that change. And the whites involved in systemic racism, I thought it wasn't no big deal until they realized all those nickels and dimes and quarters added up to a lot of money. The people who backed the numbers, employed people in the community to collect them, to protect them, to count them, to distribute them. The person who backed the numbers paid for college tuitions. They have even paid for funerals, even for the 5 children that burned in a house some years ago. The numbers man paid for that. He gave out loans. It was a positive way of keeping the community in check.
Now, hold on, Theo. And Michelle, again, you can jump in anytime. So what I'm hearing, it's not the way that they're depicted. These were supposed to be like bad folks, all doing all these great, wonderful, undercut things in the communities. But what I'm hearing from people such as yourself from the city, you're saying that there was a whole different take on the number and the number and the people who held who were handling the numbers.
Right.
So
they didn't like it because they didn't pay taxes, probably.
So the number of people had some compassion. They made money, but are you saying they had some compassion and they had a way to employ people in the community?
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Michelle?
And I wanted to add a quick thing too, Billy. When I used to walk to school,
Yes.
even the person on the corner, sloppy drunk, doing whatever he does, would make sure the kids got to school safe.
Yes.
He didn't smack the kids. He didn't call us little names. He didn't harass us like, you kids better get to school. Don't be like me.
Yeah.
We don't have that in the community anymore.
Yes. Yes.
We don't have that. There was a certain care, and everybody on your block and in your neighborhood, because your school was not on your block, made sure you got to school safe and made sure you came home safe.
Well, you know, and we're going to come back to that, but you know, that's one thing I note is I used to be able to be at home and watch the children going to school and watch the parents walking the children to school, and I almost knew what time it was because I could see the parents walking to school to go get the children, or you see this numbers of children coming to school as a group, coming home as a group. That's not existence anymore with the busing, I guess, and the closing of the schools. I don't see it anymore in my neighborhoods.
Right, you
And
don't.
so many of the schools have been shut down as well, Billy.
Okay, now, so they took the numbers, and so
Turned it into the lottery. Voila.
and so the schools were going to be taken care of with the investment of the people playing the lottery. Now, Michelle, you are with the schools. Is the lottery making a big difference in terms of the education that's being offered to our students and for the schools themselves?
No, and I'm going to get the data on that. After doing some research, I did the research back maybe in 2008. They spread the money to all the schools. So even the schools in Birmingham, Michigan, where affluent rich people live making over $500,000, their kids get a piece of their school district gets a piece of the lottery money. So it's not enough. It hasn't made a difference. And the reason why I say that is because your sports program might need some helmets for the players. It might need this and that. There is no money to pull for it. So that's why you need your parents to either pay for your child to play or get a parent group or club, like a dance club, to raise the money for the kids to play sports in the public school.
So the
Why
money,
do you have to do that when you have lottery money?
so the money that's coming from the lottery is spread among the school districts evenly,
Throughout the whole entire state.
and it's spent evenly, regardless of
I can't say if it's evenly, but it's spread thin, because our other request, which was knocked down, and I think somebody tried to draft a proposal, the money that's raised in Detroit on lottery should stay in Detroit for Detroit schools. The state said absolutely not. It's a state lottery, and it goes to all the schools in the state of Michigan.
So that we hope that you'll understand when they talk about the lottery and what it's doing for children and what it's doing for schools, that you get a greater understanding about the lottery and how it worked. And for those who didn't understand, who just see things in the movies written by these other folks, and you see how they demonized the folks that was doing the numbers. It was not the way you see it in the movies. You're hearing it from the residents of Detroit and their understanding of how their people, the people that was doing the numbers. And I've been here and I've seen the love. And, you know, and people have told me, said, you know, the lottery person used to used to be right there, etc. And people used to come and used to go and he'd take care of this. He used to take care of his neighborhood. This is the word I keep getting from the people, from the residents in Detroit. But that's gone now. The mayor has just gotten engaged. The mayor of Detroit has just gotten engaged. Is that a surprise?
No, chief mayor, his mistress, he finally married her to make her honest.
You said what? He's doing what?
He has to make
Marrying
her
his
honest.
mistress?
The mistress is being made an honest woman.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Is that kind of like? It seems that the mayors or these people, public officials, that supposedly have protective people with them, their own protective squad. They say, nope, I don't want anybody with me. I can drive my own self. I'm not afraid of my city. I can get around by myself. Now, this is the second mayor that I've heard do that. Kwame Kilpatrick did that. We saw what happened with that. And now we had a chance to see what happened with the mayor driving himself, going to places he wanted to go, being where he wanted to be. Nobody was knowing. But how did he get found out that something was not right with the mayor and his love life?
Well, this man that he had a conflict with, or continues to have a conflict with, had the resources to hire people to follow the mayor around.
Well, we're going to pick up
and
that
take
after
photographs and all of that.
We'll pick this up and more after the commercial, because we want to get into the, of course, the charter and others. But we'll be back after these commercial announcements, family. Remember, Talk B. Jones, we're on the air from 10 to 11 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. And we're on the air on a Sunday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Tell your friends, share the program. You'll like it. I love it. Be back after these commercials.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is RJ Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you. Because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
Last year we played with no fans, just quiet, empty stands.
It wasn't the same. We want you all in the game.
So step up to the plate and make sure you're safe.
Want to take a swing at COVID-19?
Get your vaccine.
The COVID vaccine is safe and effective, and it's available now.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public, and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us.
you wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
Oh, Tim, I gotta have some more of that music. Can I have some more of that lead-in music, Tim, please, please. Let me have some more of that. Let me have some more of that. I like that. I like that. It almost made my Jonesercise come back. Can I have just a little bit more of that? Just a little bit more. Family, you're listening to the debut of the new bump on the Talk Beat Jones. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. Almost makes me want to take my mask off, but you know what? No. What I'm doing, can I have it, Tim? Can I have it? Oh, ooh. You will want this too. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to feel it. I think I'm going to feel it. It is the new bump that was put together by Mr. Timmy Tim, family. And so I feel good. I want you to feel good. That's the way we work this. Theo?
Right here.
Real quickly, you have a show on the station. It comes on what day, real quickly?
I certainly do, each Monday morning at 9 a.m. for an hour and a half.
Now, Theo, when I was in Oakland, California, I had a show that was voted by the folks there, yes, and I go back to Oakland, so I can't lie. It was voted as the show of the year, and that's meant by the people sending the money to the station for the show that they liked. The show was called Night Talk Jones. You have a show here on 950, 910, and what's the name of that show?
Feedback. It's a positive image production by Hood Research.
Now, what is the name of the show on the radio station 910?
Night Talk in Detroit.
Night Talk in Detroit. It comes on from what time?
Every Sunday night at 11 p.m. for 2 hours.
All right. So we're going to be, I'm going to be joining you and checking you out and trying to throw my 5 cents in. I got better than 2 cents. I got 5.
That'll be great.
Yes. I'm skipping. I just want to say thank you and congratulations to the mayor, by the way. Just want to say that. It's always good when we can lose love and find love. I'll just leave it like that and stay positive.
Wow.
I hear you laughing.
Well, personally, it's an opportunity for publicity. As you may have noticed, the syndicated media blacks out other candidates. And the only news you hear, see, read about is regarding the current mayor of Detroit. Have you noticed that?
Why would you say, and Michelle, you can jump in, why do you think that we're not hearing about the different things that the other 12 or 13 candidates for mayor are doing?
Because the syndicated media is only promoting one person.
But
they only cover the one they're promoting.
But isn't it on them to make sure that they get to the media and get their reports out? Now, I'm asking a question. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they are issuing press releases. They are organizing press conferences. But if the media does not show up, it's intentional.
And why do you think that we'd have, under these conditions, 11, 12 people who would feel that they could get in and run for the position of mayor, and they're saying, well, we don't have the money. Well, you knew you didn't have the money when you decided to, quote, put your name out there. So what was their mindset, or what is the mindset?
Well, 2 things. First of all, you have a right to run if you choose to.
We know that.
And you follow the protocols that have been laid out. You get X number of signatures. You should present them to the clerk. They are verified, and your name is on the ballot. It's easy when you talk about being qualified to run for president of the United States.
I understand, but Theo, you know, we know about our rights. You know, that's why the gun people, they say about their rights. We know we have rights. And Michelle, okay, but the point of the matter is, knowing the condition of Detroit, knowing the condition that we had with Coleman Young Jr. when he was running for mayor, we know how divided And we know that black folks in Detroit basically are not getting out and voting. Let's be upfront and truthful on these situations. And if you're saying that you're going to be a person that's going to be a change maker, how can you, I'm just asking the question, think that you, a person that have limited reach, is going to be able to defeat the mayor, especially when you have 10 other folks who are saying we don't have the money, we're looking to get whatever we can get to get folks, but how are the folks going to really know who you are?
Well, I got to say this, Billy.
Yes, ma'am.
There are people who have paid some of the candidates to get into the race.
Michelle, jump in there now.
To muck up the waters, okay?
Okay, so, yes, so this is, you know what, the family needs to come together and put a plan together, and we have to do long-term, not short-term, and so if you want to break it down, don't play checkers, play chess. Because chess is a well thought out, down the road, you have to have four or five moves ahead of the one you are currently working.
Thank you.
So the way I see it as a young person, I'm not running right now, but when I run for office, I need to have a real meeting with the other candidates that might want to run for the same seat and the family and say, look, we have to pick one strong person.
Thank you.
Pool our resources.
Thank you.
And this is how we're going to win. And then agree or try to agree, then I can employ you with your best talents. I can employ you with your best talents. And let's move as a community, because that's what the other community will do. So, for example, in Dearborn, you don't have 20 people running for mayor.
That's right.
They have one other candidate. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And so however they collectively came together and made that decision, they did. So everybody, it's time out for being your own person. Yes, you are able to run if you want to run. That's fine. But in reality, how do we win? But see, we don't have any leaders because we have so many polar things. So personally, when I did run for office, the senior citizens always told me this: you look like a kid. You're a girl. You're this, you're that. Wait. Let me give you my resume. I'm a college graduate. Let me give you my resume. I'm a long-term Detroiter. Let me give you my resume. At the time, I was a wife. I was a mother. Let me give you my history before you say, you're too young. We want somebody older. You got a long time. You don't have to, And people, instead of listening to you, they make these decisions, and Detroit is always fractioned and divided. And then that's why you have these other people coming in, like Doug.
Now, speaking of divided or divisions, I listened to a Zoom, quote, meeting in which a candidate, Anthony Adams, who was a prominent candidate on that Zoom meeting with other candidates, I think there was about 4, 5, 6 others. And the consensus, to my thought, was when it's all said and done, and those other 5, 6 people can see that they really are running on ego, and that they can just say, well, I ran for mayor back in the day.
Right.
But I thought I heard them say that in the end, when it comes time, that they was going to throw their support as a unit behind Anthony Adams. Now, that's what I thought I was listening to with the Zoom, and I said, oh, I see. They're doing this now to get the name out, but when it comes time to actually put the metal to the pedal, metal to the ground, or whatever they call it, I don't know, they would all get behind one candidate. Now, we have a Tom Barrows, and I'm just going to mention black folks that have been persons who have operated or who have ran for office before. Are we seeing that drive? Are we seeing that determination? Are we seeing that collective, we can do this as a black unit? We have the potential to vote. Yes, The other people have the power, and the only way you're going to rearrange that power is through getting that person that the people can trust, that the people can get out and say, oh no, they just run every time. They just run. And oh, with this person here, they got the voice, they got the experience, they got the what we need, they got the giddy up and challenge in their voice, in their actions, in their mentality. We as a folk can get behind this candidate. We're not seeing that. Have anybody seen that in the candidates that's
The
running?
Shrine did. So that's one force, because they do have a group of folks
Who is that?
that believe the black slate. The black slate.
The Black Slate.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the Black Slate?
Oh, the Shrine of the Black Madonna on Linwood and Lamont.
Okay, Theo, you said something there?
Yes, the Shrine of the Black Madonna. That's the organization that started back when Mayor Coleman Alexander Young was campaigning. And they are organized.
They're organized, and you have other slates now, right?
Yes, there are a number of slates now, yes.
So, and the slates,
many of them are just to collect the money from.
I was going to ask you, is it about, back in the day, it was about those people that was organizing or handling the slates, they actually believed in the candidates that they got behind. Now it is a process. Now I'm asking because I'm like everybody else asking. I hear all these different slates, but can as a candidate, can I buy and can I pay you some money to get on your slate? Is that the way it is now?
Like that.
It's, well, you know, there's a lady that I remember. Her name is Mary Waters, and she's running for Detroit City Council at large.
Correct.
And I remember this lady served the community in a top fashion in the positions that she held representing the people. I may be wrong, but maybe some of you...
No, you're not wrong. She did. She was a people's candidate. She is a people's candidate. You're right.
Okay, I just, you know, I mean, that's the difference between just people who are putting their names out as opposed to somebody who says, who has that track record, that the people know them and know their capacity of the love of the communities and the people that they serve.
Yeah.
And speaking of the people that they serve, what about these towing bills? People who have gotten caught. I mean, hundreds of people have lost their cars through the floods. Would you tell the world and the community what I'm a man of two cities, what Detroiters are going through on the expressways, some people call it freeways, and what's happening to the cars on these expressways and freeways now?
Well,
it's terrible. They some people had to leave the car because they ran into the floodwaters and couldn't back up. So to save their life, they got out of the car, went to higher ground. They come back the next day, and these towing companies just came and picked up the cars, right?
Yes.
So when the people go back, my neighbor was one of them. He went back the next day. Now they're telling her she needs $1,000 just to get her car out the tow yard.
Yes.
For 24 hours?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Yes.
She had her, oh Lord, she didn't have the registration because it's in the glove box. But she did have the title. She owns her car.
Yes.
The bank doesn't have a lien. And they wouldn't let her see the car that she's holding in her hand, the document that proves she's the owner.
I saw her on TV.
Terrible thing. That's your state government and that's the city. The Detroit City Council could have done something about that.
And they're charging anywhere between
$500 and $1,000 to get your car.
Wait, 500? I mean, that's low. 500
that's
if you're
low.
lucky, but it's between $500 to $1,500 is what people are paying. So here's the deal: you're going to work, you're doing whatever you're doing. You're barely just getting to where you got to go to. You got a car that you're paying the highest insurance rates, period, and
car note
and car notes, and now you have to come out of pocket for $850 to $1,000, even $500 unexpected just to get your car, and you don't even know the condition of your car, what type of repairs it's going to need once you've got it because it's been sitting in the water.
Right.
So, what is this going to do to people that have found themselves in that condition of losing their cars? Because some people can't even afford to get the cars out of the tow facility, and if you don't receive to get your car out, every day your car is accumulating charges.
Yep.
At the tow yard.
And after 30 days, they can apply to the state to get title and sell it.
Yes, yes.
And it'll be sold for junk most likely.
So what is our city government doing to help those folks who are losing their homes because of Mother Nature, the floods?
I have not heard that they've done anything yet.
So people.
No, they haven't done anything. And then I challenged the who is that? Gary Brown that came on TV. That I don't believe he has an engineering degree, but his thing was our house is flooded because of global warming. How dare you? How dare you? And yes, he's a liar. And people with insurance and even with a rider, flood insurance, the insurance companies are not honoring your insurance plan.
You're talking about in the basements now.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the basement, but the car too.
Yes, the cars
too.
too.
The car as well,
yes.
Because you don't have flood insurance on your car. You might have full coverage.
Yes, but if you don't have that comprehensive coverage, you don't get paid.
You don't, and it's a loss.
Yes. So now you can be out there, lose your car, get home finally, and your basement is flooded that your insurance is not going to cover. And now, but here's the deal. You still have to try to figure out how to get to work. You still have to figure out how to get your children to wherever they got to go. You still have to get to where you got to get to. And family, what do you know that when your car, I didn't see it, and when you see your car being towed away, something happens, your car stops and you have to call the tow truck, guess what? You have to find a way to get home or get to wherever you're from or going to, because you can't ride in the tow trucks anymore.
Nope, due to COVID, you cannot. They'll leave you right there on the street.
So we are in a position that some people who receive some stimulus money may have been able to bring themselves up where they can breathe a little bit. Now that money is gone, and now your car is gone, and you don't. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well,
we talk about the mental illness. We talk about the stress. We talk about the tension. We talk about the frustration. We talk about the anger. What do you think these people are thinking at this point, Michelle?
Well, hopefully they have heard that FEMA is being requested to come into this area once again. Supposedly the governor has requested it. It takes too long.
And it's going to take a long time, too, for FEMA to come in. So one lady said, family, pay attention. Do not put your city council people back in office because they are not caring or paying attention to the struggles and the times that we are going through. So right now, I would be calling my city council person. I'd be calling my state rep. I'd be calling my state senator. And I also would call the governor. And I'd call the mayor's office because everybody needs to be put on notice. We're suffering due to what? You lost power and you refused to open up the pump, and the water backs up in the city, and my house suffers and my car suffers. That's not my fault.
And you're looking at mold. You're looking at mold developing in these homes.
And the Coleman A. Young Center is not open either. Have you noticed? The Coleman A. Young Center, formerly City County Building, it is not open for the community.
Hold on. Go right ahead.
Okay. And I find that kind of interesting that it's not open. Could it be because this is an election year and they don't want people to move around, talk to each other? It is a gathering place. People go down to take care of business. In the meantime, 47% of the drop boxes, I'm told, are not going to be put on the street to collect the ballots. That is voter suppression. It is voter suppression.
Hold on,
So
Thurman.
you got black folk here that are not any better than the systemic racists.
Hold on, please. Uh-oh. Caller, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. You're live on the Talk Beat Jones. I'm Billy E. Jones. Can I have your first name, your conversation real quickly, please?
This is Michelle.
I'm sorry?
This is Michelle Brunson.
Oh. I got you on two lines.
I don't know.
Oh, I know what's going on. Hold on. There we go. The line that was ringing, I hit it, and that person had hung up, and he got you. Tell me something. Tell me something real quickly. The Delta variant. I've watched the numbers, and if you watch folks night by night, the numbers that was down to where there was 30 to 40 problems, people who were coming with the COVID. Now I saw the last count; it was at 170 something. The count
173.
Thank you. The count is. You want to take that and speak about how the count is going up, and it is talking about all these people who did not receive their injections, who are the people who are coming in, and people who are now dying. It's with this Delta variant, and they've told you, Michelle, you speak for me, please.
Yes, the Delta variant is on the up. It's coming up. It's coming fast. I know in Nevada they are stopping closing schools and buildings in the state of Nevada because it's really there. So it's here in Michigan as well. The other thing I wasn't sure, on the report they said the people who weren't vaccinated were dying from that, but also they don't say or make a difference between there was a report and the woman had been vaccinated since February and she caught it. But she lived, but she was just upset that she still got really sick, but she made it through. But however, family, this thing is coming back again and not telling. I don't know how you catch it, other than you need to keep your hands washed. You need to keep your face mask on, because that's the only thing I do know that slows it down, protects you, protects me. But it's coming back. They don't want to talk about it right now because they're trying to open up the schools. They're trying to get through the summer, but it doesn't mean it's not here.
And
so
if you
pay
only
attention to the numbers.
And if you only had one injection of the Pfizer and the Moderna, you need to make sure to go around because they have it everywhere now. You can get those second injections. And family, somebody may need to help me with this, but I understand that Detroit is only vaccinated at about a 49 or 51%. That means that we have almost 45% of our folks going around in Detroit that have not had their injections.
Also, at the police department, only 60% of them have been injected.
I'm sorry,
But
I
this
didn't.
is a reason.
Wait! I didn't hear you say something about the police department. Did I hear you say something about the police? Theo, what was that number?
60%. Only 60% have been vaccinated.
So
at the police department.
So
Detroit Police Department.
So we have 40% of our police department that has not been vaccinated.
Correct.
Henry Ford is giving their family, their workers, a deadline that every single one of them have to be vaccinated by a certain date, or they can resign, or they will be terminated.
Right. But that's a public. That's not public. Public institutions cannot. Private institutions can enforce that or impose that, but they're a private institution. Henry Ford Hospital is private.
So the police department cannot demand that it's, well, at least the officers that's on the street who are pulling you over and have to have constant contact with you, come to your window and tell you to roll your window down and do this and that, etc. Get out the car, or if they got to handcuff you, or whatever.
Well, see, that's another reason why Proposal P needs to be voted yes. because it has within it a water affordability plan. The city of Detroit has a hepatitis epidemic that's not talked about. So between the COVID virus and hepatitis and depriving people of water, that's a reason to vote yes for Proposal P.
Hold on, Theo. Caller, we only have 2 or 3 minutes. I need to get your first name, your quick conversation, please.
This is Paul, Billy.
Yeah, Paul.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To your guest. I'm proud of you wearing your mask.
Okay.
I love that Theo's involved in.
All right.
Summer of Soul. That's what the movie is.
All right. Thank you. Got to go. Theo.
Yes.
The charter. And Michelle, I need both of you because we only have about 3 minutes to get this out. The charter is now, they say that you can go to, and y'all, correct me if I'm wrong, they say you can go to Charter 2018 and it will reveal the new charter. Is that
on the internet, you're saying?
Yes. Now I'm asking.
It's on the internet, but I challenge, is it everything? Is it the entire piece that I need to see? And for your senior citizens, looking at something on the internet is probably kind of hard on the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Instead of it being in print on white piece of paper you can hold in your hand.
And you know, and let's understand this, family. There is a difference between putting something just in the paper or in that long document and folks reading it, but do they comprehend? That's why it's called reading and comprehension. People don't comprehend what they're reading. That's why they. One of the things that black folks have always been effective is being able to pass it by conversation. So what we're doing now is asking the people who have the ability to read that charter to make sure you get out and you pass that information, because the commercials that's on the air, on all the major stations, is telling the folks, don't vote for Proposition P. And we, the people, need to understand there are folks who you have put in office, there are state reps who you put in office. They say vote no. You've got people who were people who handled the mayor, I'm going to name him, Mungo. He's against Proposition P, Adolph Mungo. Steve Hood,
the one that gave away city properties.
Steve Hood. You know, why?
Well, follow the money.
Follow
the money.
And we had, they say the strongest person in the Republican Party that handled the money, and one of the state reps was on a. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm just going to say that the opportunity to question for the people was there, and no question was asked. But I got to get ready to roll out of here. Last quickie, got 30 seconds. Theo, real quickly.
Google Hood Research. Join Hood Research. Follow us on Twitter. And tune in Monday morning at 9 o'clock for Hood Research feedback.
All right. And Michelle Broden?
Yes. Family, check on your neighbors. If you're in the neighborhood and the basement's flooded and you haven't seen your neighbor, do a welfare check. Be safe. Hope to see you next week. And again, check on your neighbor.
And we love you. This has been the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday live from 10 to 11. And we have a repeat broadcast on Sunday nights from 8 to 9. And, of course, we love you sharing and liking the Talk Beat Jones. Please be careful, but love yourself and love someone else. Peace. Bye now.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And I